The shower curtain is always halfway open because every time I use the bathroom in the middle of the night, I have to open it to make sure there's nothing, to make sure there's no monsters. It's a habit I've had since I was a kid, and I literally can't not do it because I would just get so spooked. Welcome to my morning routine on a good day. Today's a good day. This is my ideal morning routine that sometimes I do. I would say maybe 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 times a week. It really depends. It's definitely a little bit more long-winded. Obviously, I don't always have the time to do this, so you kind of have to make your morning routine work for you and your schedule, but this is the morning routine that makes me feel my best, that I feel like best sets me up for the day ahead and calms me. I've just had morning routines before where I feel very overstimulated, and that's not a good way to start the day. So even yet, I still haven't gone on my phone yet, which is a habit I've been trying to break in the new year. And it's pretty hard to do that, especially when I've been doing it for years now. But I'm currently reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, so it's kind of motivating me to incorporate new habits, crowd out old ones. Like the 23-year-old grandma that I have been, I've been drinking hot lemon water in the morning, and it's actually been doing me pretty well. Digestively, I think it's made a big difference. This is the one thing that will wake me up because I used to not be a morning person, and that's an identity that I put on myself, and I was like, you know what? It's just never gonna be me. And now, well, I've always wanted to be, but now somehow, some way, I have really come to, I've always enjoyed the mornings, but now it's a little bit easier for me to, and it's almost natural, which is crazy. I've always been someone who was more of a night owl, would stay up super late for no reason, felt like I had more energy at night. And if that's you, that is fine. Everyone has different energy cycles and rhythms with their body, but it's just something I've wanted to change. And so it definitely was a slow progress. I would say what has helped the most is my night routine. This is honestly revolutionary as someone who used to go to bed at 1 or 2 a.m., but I feel like I have the best mornings when I get proper sleep the night before. Obviously, I feel like going to bed at a consistent time on the weekdays really helps me set a good rhythm and sleep cycle because I think my body was just really confused before. So some of the things that I like to do to help me wind down is setting a cozy bedroom, cozy vibes. I also don't look at any sort of screen, maybe like 30 minutes to an hour before I go to bed, and I think that really helps too. And what helps me get tired is by reading. So I've been reading a few pages, maybe like 10 to 15 pages of Atomic Habits a night. It's part of a challenge that Micah and I are doing. So I have my copy and then he has his little copy. So we'll read like side by side with each other. And that is adulthood. Like that is peak adulthood, reading in bed together. I usually don't do this on weekends, but weekdays I think it's nice to have a little bit of structure. And I am a firm believer that a good morning routine starts the night before. Getting that in order has helped me wake up earlier. What also helps is having something that holds me accountable, whether it's, let's say you live with a roommate, maybe your roommate can help hold you accountable, or booking a morning workout class, or having somewhere to be in the morning, something that makes you get out of bed. And also just having a why, because if you're doing it for no reason, you're not gonna have a whole lot of reason to get up because it's like, okay, the sun's not out yet, babe. Why, what am I doing here? But if you have a why, it kind of helps you do that. Now that I live with I live with Micah, my morning routines definitely look a little bit different. Well, he's not here right now, obviously. It looks different in the aspect that he leaves for work at 5, 6-ish in the morning. And so I get up when he gets up because his alarm is heinously loud. It's the ringtone one, or like the old school phone call. So it's like blaring at like 5 in the morning. So I wake up for that, and then I see him off, and then I go back to bed, and then I wake up a second time around 7 to 7:30, and then I'll usually work out in the morning. I'll book a class most days. Like I said, if I don't really have anything going on in the morning that I need to do. I think having a morning routine that is for you is so important. I obviously know there's circumstances where that might be different if you are a parent or you have a job. Everyone's different. I know some people who will wake up 2 hours before they have a super early shift just to have their alone time. And then I know people who will wake up 30 minutes before they have to leave or right before they have to leave. So everyone's different, but for me, if I have the time, I just love taking the morning to have a few minutes to myself. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Today it's more, but even just having a moment to myself before before you go out into the world and do things for other people, do work, kind of having your morning start with serving yourself. You gotta do what works for you, what works for your lifestyle. What works for me isn't gonna be what works for you, vice versa. We're all different. We have different things going on. But at the end of the day, I just want you to take care of yourself. So hopefully this video inspires you to do that in some way. Weather check. It's a little cloudy, a little windy. The weather here in the winter is always so unpredictable. Sometimes you would think it's a summer day, and then other times, if you're from Hawaii, you'll get this, because I know everyone else is gonna think I'm being so dramatic, but sometimes you'll wake up and it's like 70 degrees, 68 degrees, 67 sometimes on a really chilly day, and you're like, where's my puffer jacket? It was so funny because in high school, when it would be a morning like that, where it was a little bit on the chillier side, people would literally show up with like blankets on them, walking around with literal blankets, with fur-lined puffer jackets. That was always interesting. But then again, I was the bitch who showed up in like a Sherpa jacket every once in a while. There was no reason for me to do that, but I did it. I usually don't really eat before a workout class, so I'll just eat a banana. These are apple bananas. They're a little bit sweeter than a regular banana. They're also smaller. I'll either have this, or I love this brand, Made Good. They have little granola bars, granola balls. I'll just eat that before I work out. I'm heading to Pilates right now. I feel like every time I vlog, I'm going there. Usually I'll go to a few a week, and then I go to maybe 2 cycle classes. I just can't vlog there. So I like to vlog when I'm going to Pilates. I've been feeling really strong lately with that, which has felt so good. It's definitely a different type of workout, but I love the way I feel. I go to Body Balance. It's in Honolulu, kind of by Whole Foods, like the Kakako Whole Foods. And I love it there so much. They have so many different classes if you're interested in trying something else. If you live here, you can get your first 3 classes for free. But yeah, I love going there. Start my period. In the middle of that workout class, I was feeling a little wonky, and I was like, I just know it's about to come, and sure enough, it did. So things are gonna go downhill really quickly in about an hour or so. My day 1 is always so horrendously bad. It actually kind of works out perfectly anyway, because I was gonna have just like a big computer day at home, so I'll just add a heating pad to that. Also, update on the Squatty Potty that I got for Christmas. This shit works. I've been trying to be better about using my gua sha, because I want to be... The videos I have seen of people's face transformations from being consistent with it is crazy, and I'm trying to see those results for myself. So I'm trying to do it every single morning. There's been periods where I do it for a week and then I stop, and I feel like that's no way to get like results. So that's another random little New Year's goal that I have. I watched a few tutorials on how to do it. There's a few different techniques. I definitely feel like it boosts blood flow, because my face always gets so red after, And I do feel like the lymphatic drainage is actually really good because especially when I do this move right here and then I go down, sometimes I can, not sometimes, pretty much every single time I can literally taste like the mucus that it's draining. It's disgusting, but it's clearly working. I've even seen people like gua sha their chest first to like open it up and then they do everything else. Right now, I can't really do too much because I have breakouts right here, so it hurts. I use these two products for my morning skincare. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. Kind of just depends. Okay, I got dressed in my outfit or lack thereof. I'm literally wearing boxers. I have a few meetings, but as long as the top half looks fine, that's enough for me. I always get questions when I wear this sweater, so I'll link it down below. It's from Free People. But right now, I'm just making myself a little breakfast. I'm scrambling up or cooking the spinach and onions, and then I'm gonna add the eggs on top. It's been so helpful having stuff meal prepped, even just stuff like this. I would usually have to get out the cutting board and it was a whole ordeal. Yeah, gonna do the eggs. I have avocado. I'm gonna do a little bit of avocado toast. Delicious. I'm so excited to eat this. Ooh, sriracha mayo, one of the best inventions to ever exist. Right now it's about 10:30, so I still have the whole morning ahead of me. I love taking a slow morning when I can. Obviously some days it's not possible, but I'm glad it's today. Also, the cramps are starting to come, so I made myself a cozy little breakfast. Avocado toast, a little egg scramble with spinach, grapes, and a side of really strong ibuprofen. Get ready with me to be crippled by my period symptoms. I actually don't even know why I'm bothering to get ready, but sometimes when I don't feel good, if I look cute, I'm like, at least I look cute while I feel like shit. So I don't know, whatever. I want to be a little presentable when I do my calls today, and then I do think I have to go out later to run some errands. So honestly, when I need to, I can do this entire routine minus the hour it took me to go and work out in like 30 minutes, which I feel like is pretty good. I think my biggest tip for anyone wanting to build a good morning routine, because I know a lot of us want to work on our routines right now and just get all of that sorted out since it's the new year. And I feel like it's a great time to start building new routines and better habits. I think my biggest tip is to make your routines work for you, for your life, for your schedule, for what you need. Some people really need their morning routine to hype them up in the morning. Some people really need it to calm them down. So it really just depends person to person. I think I need a little bit of both. Quick little 5-minute makeup to get the day started. I'm gonna make myself a little coffee before I jump into everything that I need to do. Just because I need a little something. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling too hot right now, so. I've actually heard that caffeine is not helpful for this, like for cramps. No creamers, no flavorings. Like, it's not bad. It's just not super enjoyable. Not yet. If you haven't watched my latest video, that's one of my goals. Sounds silly, but something about someone who orders like a plain coffee or a black coffee, and that is my ideal morning routine that I do sometimes on a good day. I hope you enjoyed. If you stayed to this point in the video, comment down below the avocado emoji so I know who the real ones are who stayed. Also, since you stayed, I'll let you in on a little secret. February 4th, 3 Sundays from now, I am posting a very exciting video with a secret that I've been keeping for so long. Stay on the lookout, okay? On that note, bye!